Meghan Markle's publicity stunt trip to Chicago has just blown apart Prince Harry's UK security lies.
But apparently for me, that doesn't matter.
She's trying to do this to get some decent PR after the Australian disaster. But for me, actually, Brittany, what she doesn't realize is she's just literally thrown a grenade into Harry's claim about why he needs security.
Did you like it?
I'm almost speechless.
Like, I tried so hard.
Saturday morning, Holy Name Cathedral, Chicago. A woman in a beige turtleneck slipped into a pew, smiled at the congregation, and posed for a quick photo with a working TV reporter sitting next to her. The reporter posted that photo to X. Then she deleted it.
However, like everything with Meghan Markle, this event was immediately shrouded in bizarre controversy because Natalie Martinez, once the story had been picked up with the mainstream media, removed her post from social.
The woman in beige was Meghan Markle. The date was the 2nd of May, 2026, and exactly 1 year and 1 day earlier, 3 Court of Appeal judges told Prince Harry his entire security argument did not hold up. The case had cost him close to £1.5 million. His argument, in his own legal team's words, was that the United Kingdom is too dangerous for his wife and children without armed police protection.
I can't see a world in which I would be bringing my wife and children back to the UK at this point. It's really quite sad that I won't be able to show, my children my homeland.
Now think about that, because what Meghan did in Chicago over the May Day weekend did not just embarrass her husband. It dismantled, in a single news cycle, the most expensive legal case the Sussexes have ever fought. And the biographer who has been warning the public about this exact pattern for 3 years, Tom Bauer, has been saying the receipts would arrive eventually. The receipts arrived in a beige turtleneck.
This is a total disaster for Prince Harry and his ongoing claim against Ravik in the United Kingdom.
This is what those court papers actually said. This is what Meghan actually did. And this is the contradiction every barrister now has, waiting on the desk if Harry tries his next move. Roll the timeline back. February 2020, the Sussexes had just announced they were stepping back. Ravik, that's the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, the body that decides which public figures get state-funded protection. Ravik held a meeting and made a decision. Met police protection withdrawn from the 31st of March. Future UK visits handled bespoke, case by case, with 30 days notice. Harry's response: sue.
Do you not want to just keep us safe? Whether you're the government, whether you're the royal household, whether you're my dad, my family, despite all of our differences, do you not want to just ensure our safety?
By September 2021, his judicial review claim was filed. By December 2023, he had given the High Court a written statement that read, and I'm quoting, "The UK is central to the heritage of my children and a place I want them to feel at home as much as where they live at the moment in the US. That cannot happen if it's not possible to keep them safe when they are on UK soil."
But 2020, when that decision happened, I couldn't believe it. I actually couldn't believe it. I thought with all the disagreements and all of the chaos that's happening, the one thing that I could rely on is my family keeping me safe. And not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signaled to every single government around the world not to protect us.
Keep that one phrase, not safe on UK soil. That is the spine of every argument his team made. In April 2025, his King's Counsel, Shahid Fatima, stood up in front of the Court of Appeal and laid the cards on the table. She told the judges Al-Qaeda had called for Harry to be that a published Al-Qaeda document said his would please the Muslim community. She used the words, safety, security, and life are at stake. That was the case. The master of the rolls, Sir Geoffrey Voss. That's the second most senior judge in England and Wales. He listened, read the documents, and on the 2nd of May 2025, he and 2 colleagues unanimously dismissed the appeal. Ravik's bespoke approach, Voss said, was sensible. Not illogical, not procedurally unfair, sensible.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are claiming that they need guaranteed constant security protection from the British taxpayer because they are so under threat in the United Kingdom, and it is just impossible given how famous they are and given their royal role for them to travel around just like Meghan did.
Harry walked outside, sat in front of a BBC camera that same afternoon, and said this: "I can't see a world in which I would be bringing my wife and children back to the UK at this point." That was 12 months ago. Hold that quote. We're coming back to it. Saturday, the 2nd of May, 2026. Holy Name Cathedral sits on North Wabash Avenue in central Chicago, seat of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese, 1,100-odd seats, Cardinal Cupich's home cathedral, about 12 miles from Northwestern University, where Meghan went to college from '99 to 2003. She arrived early. People magazine, and bear in mind, People is the Sussex's chosen friendly outlet.
The propagandists for the Sussexes, People magazine, had heralded this solo trip to Chicago for her godson's first communion. Now, people thought this was a great thing that Meghan had made the rare solo trip and that she arrived early to Holy Name Cathedral without any special accommodations.
This is briefing by team. People confirmed she sat in the pews alongside other families. No private entrance, no special accommodations. Her words, through her source, only distinguishing feature was the presence of a personal bodyguard. Singular, one bodyguard. Harry was not there. Archie was not there. Lilibet was not there. The trip was solo. The reason given, her godson's first communion.
Local TV presenter Natalie Martinez posted on X, Holy Name vibes today, Sailor, that's her daughter in the front, walking to her first communion. And yep, that's exactly who you think it is to her right.
The godson is, again according to the source briefed to People, the son of one of her best friends from Northwestern. The friend has not been named. The godson has not been named. Now hold that. We'll come back to that too.
Maybe on a normal day, Brittany, we could say actually good. She's realized she is just normal, but then it's like, what happened in terms of this local television celebrity posting the picture? Then the moment it's picked up by People magazine, Brittany, she deletes it. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not born yesterday. We know the stunts Sunshine Sachs, Meghan's PR company, pulls. It's like, let's get this organically on the internet. Then we can say that People magazine have picked it up via the post. I know how this game works. I used to play this game. We're not stupid.
Then a working television reporter, NBC Chicago's Natalie Martinez, posted a photo to X with the caption, "Yep, that is exactly who you think it is to her right." Martinez was at the same mass. Her own daughter was making First Communion. She has not commented on why she deleted the post.
Natalie Martinez is a journalist, a TV reporter. She knows how this game works. She specifically pointed out that it was Meghan in the picture with her child. So of course this was all planned.
So here's the picture. Meghan Markle, solo, one private bodyguard, public Catholic cathedral, a US city, by the way, with a homicide rate roughly 13 times London's, 14.6 per 100,000 in 2025 versus London's 1.1. Chicago's homicide rate fell sharply last year. Fair play, a 60-year low, but it is still about 13 times higher than the city Harry says is too dangerous for her. Now reread Harry's BBC quote, "I can't see a world in which I would be bringing my wife and children back to the UK. Honestly, she drove herself to a higher one."
Chicago sees more people shot to death in a typical year than the entire UK sees by guns over several years combined. That is, of course, a political issue, but so is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle trying to claim that it is too dangerous for them to travel here without the UK taxpayer having to foot the bill forevermore.
Are we still here? Just to suffer?
Wait, stop. There's a detail in the People story that nobody on the mainstream side has touched. This one is going to bother you. Catholic canon law, real, on the books, written down rules about who is and is not allowed to be a godparent at a Roman Catholic baptism. Canon 874, paragraph 1 of the Code of Canon Law. A godparent must be a Catholic who has been confirmed and has already received the most holy sacrament of the Eucharist.
Be a Catholic who has been confirmed and has already received the most holy sacrament of the Eucharist and who leads a life of faith in keeping with the function to be taken on.
Paragraph 2. A baptized non-Catholic Christian is not to participate except together with a Catholic sponsor and then only as a witness of the baptism, a Christian witness, not a godmother.
Have completed the 16th year of age unless the diocesan bishop has established another age or the pastor or minister has granted an exception for a just cause.
Look, here's where my patience runs out with this story. Meghan Markle was baptized for the first time in her life, age 36, on the 6th of March 2018, in the chapel of St. James's Palace, by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, into the Church of England, with water from the River Jordan, no less. We have the dates. we have the name clergy. It is on the public record. She is not a Roman Catholic. She has never been received into the Roman Catholic Church.
She became Anglican, I believe, in March or April 2017 because she wanted to convert. She didn't need to, but she wanted to convert to Anglicanism, or she became an Anglican to marry Harry. So, as far as we know, she belongs to the Anglican Church.
Yes, she went to Immaculate Heart in LA as a non-Catholic student. Catholic school attendance does not make you a Catholic. Just like sitting in the royal box doesn't make you royal, she would know. So either the People story is loose with the word godmother, and godmother is doing PR work the actual canonical role can't carry, or there is a diocesan dispensation no outlet has bothered to ask about. Madam couldn't even get the religion right, and we're meant to applaud her for showing up. Honestly, the cheek of it.
That's the truth. It's always been nothing. Meghan doesn't want to see people who she either no longer finds useful or people she thinks are not going to go along with the grift anymore. And the royals saw right through her most of the time. And once she could get out, she doesn't want to face them. She's a coward in many ways. She doesn't want to have people, especially when she's interacting with Harry, people who know the real Harry, the Harry before Meghan, and her seeing them interact. Like, she wants this control and she wants to always be the victim. And so she has, I think, in many ways concocted this whole, again, crazy scenario where they're under constant threat so that she has this convenient out to actually see the people that she should.
And before anyone says, I'm being unfair, I'm not the one who briefed people that she was the godmother. Her team did. Her team picked the word. So either her team doesn't know canon law, or they do, and they used it anyway because it sounded warm. Make of that what you will. This is the part of the story that should bother you because it's the same pattern. Use a sacred institution, the royal family, the Catholic Church, your own father's hospital ward for image management. Hand the press the word that makes you look good. Trust that nobody will check, we checked. Now, the security argument. Slow this down because this is where every barrister opposing the Sussexes will be screen grabbing notes for the next 10 years. 8 contradictions. From the court papers on one side, the Chicago weekend on the other. Side by side, number 1. Harry's filings argued private security cannot replicate state-level protection. Meghan walked into a publicly listed central Chicago cathedral with 1 private bodyguard and 0 perimeter. Number 2. Fatima KC told the Court of Appeal, safety, security, and life are at stake. Meghan flew solo to a city with 13 times London's homicide rate using exactly the security model her husband's lawyers called inadequate.
I just want to be fair to Chicago, but also point out that Chicago, even compared to the dangerous city in the United Kingdom, Sadiq Khan's hellhole London, which I repeat, I criticize every single day because I live here and I've seen the destruction of the city. Even compared to London, Chicago is incredibly dangerous. It matches the UK's entire homicide toll, despite having just 4% of the population. Last year, Chicago recorded 460 homicides. That was the lowest in 60 years, but still an enormous number for one city. By comparison, England and Wales, with a population of 60 million, recorded 522 homicides. So Chicago's population, only 2.7 million. In raw numbers, one mid-sized American city produced almost as many murders as the whole of England and Wales combined. That means, Meghan, your chances of being murdered in Chicago is roughly 18 times higher than here in the UK.
Number 3. Harry, BBC, 2nd of May, 2025. I can't see a world in which I would be bringing my wife and children back to the UK. Same wife, voluntarily, in Chicago a year later. With less protection than Ravek's bespoke model would have given her on a notified UK visit.
Security worries about the Philippines. Well, your dad's in America now. Brittany, like, what's stopping you? You got on the plane to Chicago to go and, go and see this godson that we've never heard of at his Holy Communion. What's stopping you seeing your dad? Nothing.
Number 4. Harry's team filed evidence of a New York paparazzi car chase as proof private security fails them in the United States. Meghan attended a public mass photographed by a working television reporter with that same private model still in place. No upgrade, no problem. Number 5, the Al-Qaeda threats.
Again, I have to be careful what I say, but people who leave public office receive lifetime protection, regardless of whether there are threats or risks to them. So for me, with a whole list of risks and threats that were known about in 2020 and that have only increased over time, including the Al-Qaeda threat that was published and talked about recently, completely disregarded, thrown away, ignored.
If those threats are live and ongoing, and Fatima KC argued in court that they are, duty of care does not stop at the British border. It either applies on both sides of the Atlantic or it was rhetoric. Number 6, Harry told the BBC the security ruling imprisons his family from being able to choose a different life. His wife is exercising freedom of movement domestically into a higher crime US city without armed police. The imprisonment framing collapses on contact with the photograph.
I mean, Harry and Meghan think the vast majority of the world is stupid. It's quite dumb on their part because the collective knowledge of the internet and everybody watching them is much greater than the two of them combined.
Number 7, Harry's team argued Revek's bespoke arrangement with 30 days notice and case-by-case assessment was dangerous. Her own source told people she had no special arrangements at all. So the dangerous bespoke model is, by her behavior, more careful than what she actually used in Chicago. Number 8, the children. Archie and Lilibet have not been to the UK since June 2022 because the family says the UK is not safe. Their mother flew solo into Chicago, 2,000 miles from Montecito, while they stayed home. So which environment is safe for whom? Exactly. Make it make sense. 8 contradictions. One weekend, 12 months after the Court of Appeal said the case did not stand up. Picture the next move, whatever it is. Supreme Court permission application. Ravek review under Yvette Cooper. New civil claim, doesn't matter which. Picture the barrister opposing the Sussex case. Picture them getting handed 2 clips from the disclosure bundle. Clip 1, Harry on the BBC, 2nd of May 2025, looking into the camera saying he cannot bring his family back to the UK because it is not safe. Clip 2, Meghan in a Chicago pew, 2nd of May 2026, smiling at a TV reporter's phone camera with 1 bodyguard and no perimeter in a city with 13 times London's homicide rate. That barrister does not need a closing argument. The 2 clips, played one after the other, are the closing argument. Tom Bauer has been writing about this exact contradiction in the Sussex playbook since Revenge in 2022 and again in Betrayal in 2026.
Protection. He knew very well that he wasn't going to get it. I think it was all about trying to embarrass the king. It was about destroying the monarchy. It was about all the time me, and Meghan. And very much it was Harry wanting to say that he is somebody who can make huge problems for his family. And I'm not totally surprised by this. I'd heard he's pretty desperate. He was looking for company.
His thesis, in plain English, has always been the same. The Sussex security narrative was never about genuine fear. It was about pressure, about status, about keeping a hand on the UK door and demanding it open on their schedule.
What do you make, Tom, of these accusations that Harry is using his children as a weapon, I guess, against his family? He's basically been accused of saying, look, give me this protection, or Father, King Charles, you're not going to see the kids because I just simply can't bring them to the UK.
Of course, it's blackmail, emotional blackmail, and that's what he's been doing for some time.
Look, I held judgment on this for years. Threats are real. Public figures get them. The Al-Qaeda submission is on the record. None of that is in dispute. But behavior is the tiebreaker. When the legal claim says one thing and the conduct shows another, the conduct is the truth.
The point about Harry is he doesn't know what to do anymore. He's losing all sorts of relations in Britain. He hasn't got a purpose. He's embarrassed with his charities in Africa. Invictus is really only once every 2 years. He's losing any reason for being the prince. And I think he's now realizing, slowly but surely, he made a terrible mistake by leaving. And this is what it's all about now. Make me an offer so I don't cause you too much embarrassment in the future.
You have been saying this in the comments for 3 years. The receipts have finally caught up. Bauer called it, Loney called it, Levin called it, and what happened in Chicago on the 2nd of May was not a slip-up. It was confirmation. Either the family is in genuine, ongoing, Al-Qaeda-level mortal danger, in which case the woman in the beige turtleneck just made a decision no person under that level of threat would ever make, or the danger was overstated to win a court case. Pick one. The court already picked one. Sir Geoffrey Voss called Ravek's decision sensible. Now Meghan's behavior has made the same call. The case is over. Even she is not behaving as if she believes it. So what does Saturday actually look like? On the ground, in Chicago, a solo flight across America, 1 bodyguard, a cathedral with 1,100 unfiltered congregants, a working television reporter sitting in the next pew filming on her phone, a photo on X within hours, a deletion, a People magazine confirmation, Margaret's morning tea, by Tuesday, full of it, the same week. Met Gala she was not invited to. Eugenie pregnant with her third. Archie's 7th birthday at Buckingham Palace's first garden party of the season, the king hosting. Thomas Markle quietly back in the States, getting on with his prosthetic leg fitting. The as ever brand pushing chocolate price hikes, while half of YouTube laughs. That was the news cycle she walked into, not a Chicago cathedral, the whole picture. And every single contradiction in that cycle, everyone points back to the same 5-year story. A woman who built a career out of being a victim of British danger, taking a solo weekend trip into an American city, 13 times more dangerous than London. A husband who said his wife could not come home, watching from Montecito as she chose somewhere worse. A legal case worth somewhere near £1.5 million undone by one beige turtleneck. I'll tell you what, Bauer warned us. Loney warned us. The archives warned us. Now Meghan herself has put the receipt on the table. Harry's case is not just over. It was never real. If you want the legal demolition in detail, every line of Sir Geoffrey Voss's judgment that Harry's team is now praying nobody quotes back at them, that breakdown is in the next video. I went through the full Court of Appeal ruling line by line. The bit at paragraph 103 is the one his lawyers cannot answer. Watch that one next. The receipts are louder there. Star spotlight, where the shine fades, and the details tell the truth.